Hey Peter, how you doing? Hi Peter, how you doing?
I guess you couldn't hear me talking the whole time. I had myself muted. How about that?
That's okay. How you doing?
Good. Now, I was saying good afternoon to everyone. Welcome. Um, Thank you very much. If anybody has questions before we get started, this is a great opportunity. If you have the ability to turn on your cameras, we really appreciate that. It helps us to gauge, the action and activity with people engaging with us. So that's much appreciated. If you can't, I certainly understand and respect that. But everybody else, yeah, we really appreciate it. Thank you.
Hi, Peter. This is Alestra.
Good morning. How are you? Afternoon.
How are you doing? I'm well, thank you.
I'm having one of those Wednesdays that really feels like a Monday.
I
So,
understand that.
I certainly understand.
so
Peter, I know we have another meeting at 3. I
yes,
have a doctor's appointment. I'm gonna try to get back in time. Would it be recorded?
yes, all the sessions are
Okay.
recorded that we're
Okay.
doing with the master's class. Yes,
Thank you.
it's all
Okay.
recorded.
So, Peter, I will not be able to make a 3 o'clock.
That's okay.
Apologize.
That's not a problem. That class is for agents who are in the Boss Masters class for the
hmm
business owner program.
hmm
So you're not currently enrolled in that one.
Do you have some time to chat with me next week?
After that, yes.
Early,
After that,
early next week?
yes, ma'am.
Okay. So you just want me to send you an email?
Yes, just send me some times that would work for you. Absolutely.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay,
Mhm.
because
Okay.
you have humanity.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and kick some things off here. So you're going to hear a little bit today, and it's going to be definitely re-echoed on Friday. Um, just as a sign, some interaction here. Is anybody finished their goals for 2026? Anybody have it on paper? Anybody?
Peter, I have my goals written out like on a weekly basis, to be honest.
Absolutely great.
So
Perfect.
I don't know if I sell advertising sales and I have a chocolate business, so I am goal oriented.
Praise the Lord. Thank you. Somebody's on track here. This is important. Listen, everybody, the difference between a dream and a goal is writing it down. You can dream all day long about being successful in 2026, but if you don't have a start date and you don't have a finish date to measure your activity, to measure and weigh your what's outstanding, how do you improve? If you have no measurements, no matrix to work with, it's still a dream, folks. It's a pipe dream, one that will change when you wake up to tomorrow. And I'm going to say something else here that's very, very important. I hope every single one of you takes 15 minutes a day before you start in this business to find some inspiration and motivation. Every single one of you. I hope you do it. I don't I don't personally care where you get that inspiration from. I obviously spend some time in the scripture, listening to pastors and reading, but I also spend a little bit of time getting excited about the business that we're in. We're in the business of changing people's lives. The solutions that we present change people's lives, the quality of the life they get to have, the benefits to their family when they're gone, the amount of retirement money that they have. Everything we do affects people's lives to the positive. And if you're not excited about doing that every single day when you show up to work, you need to find that motivation. Because I'm going to tell you something that's really, I spent the first part of this year doing fasting for a couple weeks. I wanted to do it primarily because I've never done it. And I wanted to say that, you know what? I did it. I went 16 days without food. It was hard. Every single morning, waking up, feeling the urge, the hunger. It was hard, but I got through it. And when we go to work every day, I want everybody, it's going to be hard to get motivated. It always is. But think of how hard the work is without the motivation. Everything is possible with a positive attitude, far more possible than if you have a negative attitude. If you have that negative attitude, you won't be inspired to go and to do. And if you think I'm trying to sell you something here, let me ask you, just before Christmas or taking a Christmas break or any vacation, the day before you leave on that vacation, how efficient is your work? You get things done. You do more work on that last day before you go on vacation or take that break than you probably did the last 3 weeks combined. Everybody agree with that? Why? Motivation. You're motivated about what's about to happen. You're motivated and excited. You're organized. You have a goal. You've got a plan. You're about to enjoy something, and you don't want anything to interrupt that. Now, if you'll show up to work in 2026, every single one of you are independent business owners. You manage your business however you see fit. But I'm telling you, you want to have a prosperous 2026, everybody needs to write down their plan. What is your goal? How much money do you want to make this year? How are you going to get there? How many sales does it equate to? How much money do you need to be spending on marketing? You need to have a plan of action, because if you don't, it's a pipe dream and you will never achieve it. Not because you don't have the skill sets, not because you don't have the knowledge, but because you won't get organized and treat your business serious. It's the difference between working in your business and managing your business. And I want to encourage everybody in 2026, get on the wagon, learn how to manage your business. Otherwise, the business will manage you. You ever notice you get on the phone and trying to avoid some work, and how easy it is for other people to steal your time? How easy it is to just let them talk because you're trying to avoid making that a call to somebody else you really don't want to talk to. You could spend the whole day on the phone and accomplish nothing. We have to get serious. You want to make money this year, it starts with getting organized. It starts with writing down your goals. That's how you achieve this. It's not the power of positive thinking. Positive thinking is it's like the electricity that turns on you, but it is not in and of itself a force that can change anything. But through positive thinking, through being inspired and motivated to do the jobs that we're all here to do, you will make more money than you made last year. You will make more money this year with motivation and using the talents that you have to their fullest than you've made in the last 10 years. And I can promise you that if you are properly motivated, that will happen. So with that, I'm going to kick off the PowerPoint that I've put together on budgeting and on 2026. And I really would appreciate engagement. We're here as a bunch of professionals meeting to try and find ways to increase your numbers for 2026, okay? How many of you have taken time to look at the trends right now that are happening in our industry and across the board with technology? How many of you have taken a little bit of time to read about or understand AI? Anybody taking some time?
Yes.
It's drastically changing the outlook for our industry. The amplification of reaching people, the amount of data processing to find ideal clients is drastically changing. But it will not, it cannot replace you. How many of you have been in the business? Can I have, even if you push the little emoji thing, how many of you have been in the business of, how many have been in the business for at least 5 years? Do we have a couple people who've been in the business for at least 5 years?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
All right.
Yes.
Yes.
You have 5 years of experience of sales. 5 years of sales experience. Think of all those opportunities, all those people you sat down with, all that you've learned from that. I don't care how advanced AI gets, it will not be able to replace those experiences. So, what's critical in this industry, what's critical in what we have going for us, use these tools wisely to advance your abilities, but don't rely on them to replace you. One of the biggest things that agents don't take into consideration, we have competition, right? Right now, there's about 527,000 licensed agents and brokers currently working in the United States in the insurance arena. Okay. There's 500,000 agents out there, life insurance and insurance agents out there working this market space. We do have competition. What are you actively doing to create your competitive advantage? Now, what is a competitive advantage? We're going to talk a little bit more about this on Friday, but a competitive advantage can be price, right? It could be knowledge. It could be service. It could be language, right? Access to information. What is your competitive advantage that you're pushing in your area? That needs to be the first place that you evaluate your resources. They need to be allocated based on your competitive advantage. If we look at search ads are currently returning 5.1% on the conversion rate as opposed to display ads on Facebook at 1.19. So when I hear agents tell me, oh, I'm going to be running a Facebook campaign, it's painful. It's painful because the Facebook ads with their algorithm changes are only 1.19% return. You're better off spending money with Google search ads. You're better off spending money putting together YouTube videos about your competitive advantage as opposed to
We need to write down our goals.
the information that we're talking about here on Facebook. Phone calls convert 30% faster than web leads. Everybody hear that? So when you go and you use Facebook or you use any other platform out there with a lead, where the conversion happens, where the magic happens is where you're involved. AI cannot replace that. AI might be able to book an appointment for you, but the conversion, the point where that client, that prospect becomes a client is when you are involved. So I'm going to tell you the hardest thing in this business is calling people. I'm not selling anybody an idea that you don't have to work hard. You're going to have to work hard. Where you and I make money is talking to people. Please stop being scared of dialing for dollars. That's the business that you're in here, folks. Yes, people still pick up the phone. Yes, when you get them on the phone, that's where the magic happens. That's the conversion. The stats prove it. It's not off of emails. It's not off of text messages. It's not off of Facebook ads. It's off of talking to somebody. 62% of respondents said that talking with a rep was the most influential factor in their decision to buy. More than half the people, it was just the rapport, talking with you. That's where the magic is. You are the golden factor. So when we talk about 2026, get motivated, get excited about what you can do with your skill sets, with your abilities. You're all sitting on a gold mine. You just don't know it, or you're not using it right now. Why? Some of us are beat up. Let's be honest. Everybody on this call who's been in this business for more than 5 years has had their share of horror stories, problems, and people in the industry that have burnt them. Can anybody else want to say yes to that? Anybody else want to admit that?
Amen. Amen.
Okay, we're all beat up. We're all tired of this industry. But let me tell you what, we shouldn't get tired of helping people. Because by helping enough people and doing a good job as professionals, that's where we're going to get our money. That's when we're going to be taken care of. So we need to get excited again about selling people, helping them find a solution to their problems. So I want 2026 to be a year of abundance. I want everybody to be excited about why you're selling insurance, why you're here, the opportunities we have, the training we have, the team that we have. We've been there with you. We're all agents ourselves. We've seen it. We've been burnt. We've experienced it. Okay. I know exactly, I don't want to repeat the last 10 years that I've had to go with, but I'm not going to let the last 10 years of experiences that I've had define who I am in this year or going forward. And I'm asking that of every single one of you. This is a new year. Nobody really cares. I really don't. None of my team does. We don't care where you came from or what you had to put up with. What we care about is how can we help you have a better year in 2026 and an amazing year in 2026. How can we help you close more sales? And the first piece to this whole equation, have a plan. The second piece, get motivated to execute that plan. Don't just have a dream. Oh, I'd like to make $250,000 this year. I'd like to make $300,000 a year, but I don't have enough money to spend on marketing to get there, and I don't have people to talk to. No more excuses. Get motivated. You got a book of business. You have the ability to go talk to people. As long as you have a phone and you have a car and you have the ability to go talk to people, there's no excuses. You're in the business of communication. Your pay raise is effective when you are. So if you have the motivation to get excited about what you can do, how you can help people, that's when you're going to start making money. 84% of marketers report that calls have a higher conversion rate with larger AOV on phone calls as opposed to text messages or emails, right? 84% closing rate, once again, reflective of the fact it's on the phone, it's talking with people. Video calls, even Zoom calls, it still happens. Email marketing does remain one of the most effective, cost-effective tools, bringing in a return of $36 for every dollar spent. So it's still in 2025. These are all stats from 2025 I pulled. For every dollar spent, $36 in return. And I'm going to tell you the big trend for 2025 and going forward, 95% message retention with video versus 10% with text. If you're still typing out long messages to your clients about what it is that you sold them, the concept, you're doing a disadvantage to your practice. You're lowering your overall returns because people don't read anymore. Very few. You need to be using videos. If you're not using WebPrez Videos Library, you need to. They have 150 different videos on the variety of topics that we all sell that you can embed in the email to explain the highlights of whichever concept: estate planning, cash value life insurance, tax advantages, tax risk and fees, annuity sales, fixed index products, safe money contracts, executive bonus plans, profit sharing, cash balance, mortgage term insurance, living benefits, 150 different concepts. You need to get the highlights and you need to include a video, because in 2025, 95% retention of the concept comes with the video. So you want to close more sales, you want to make your time and your money more efficient, execute the efficiencies that we're seeing trend. Don't sit there for another year or another 5 years as the trends change, expecting to do the same thing over and over again with a different result. That's insanity. Right now, the average life insurance agent, the average annual agent income is $61,936. To depending on where you are in the country, that's livable. Some parts of the country, that's not livable. Okay. That's the average. Rachel, I will happily go over those videos a little later again. I'll show those to you. I don't know about you, but if you're not making $100,000 in this business, you're doing something wrong, because there's that much opportunity. There's that much opportunity. So right now, 95% of agents make less than $70,000 a year. You're in the top 5% as soon as you hit $100,000. You're in the top 2%, you get over $150,000. You're in the top 1% of producers if you're over $200,000 a year. Remember, there's 500,000 agents out there. So you get to the $100,000 mark, you're in the top 5%. That's where we want to see everybody. We want to really see everybody this year understand what's possible. And it starts with, once again, getting your plan together, getting motivated and excited again about this business, why you're here to help people. And this isn't just a rah-rah thing for today. Listen, it's for the whole year. Every single morning, you need to make a list today. I want everybody, if you can, get a piece of paper, write out 10 reasons you love being an insurance agent. 10. Write 10 of them. Every single morning. Before you start answering the phone or making calls, please, you want to be successful this year, you're going to do this. Read those 10 reasons. Get excited about why you do this, why you love being an insurance agent, why you love being an entrepreneur or a business person, business owner, working for yourself, whatever it is that gets you excited before you go and engage people. Because if you have the right mindset, you're going to roll over and keep moving along those speed bumps that are going to happen in your day. It's been proven the people that have that positive mindset before they get going, it does change the outlook. It does change the results of the day. And thank you, Gerald, for the motivational video you sent me this morning. I really appreciate that. I tell you what, the other part that we often miss, you've got this plan. Who are you sharing it with for accountability to keep you on track? I share my stuff with Clayton. You can ask Clayton. He and I have got a pact about our goals for 2026, how much we're going to make, what we're going to do. He's keeping me on track with that. I also have my father that I share information with, and we go over. If you don't have somebody, Clayton and I are here. We're happy to be as mentors and to be working alongside you. Share your goals with us. We'll help ask you, why aren't you on track? What's happening? Not expecting excuses, but let's figure out a solution to fix what needs to be fixed. It's either your process or your mentality. What's going on up here or in here that's keeping you from achieving your goals? So let's put together some accountability for people. I'm not saying you owe us a dime on the accountability, because you're each all individual business owners, but we're here as a team to help you if you want it. If you want to put somebody else in that position of accountability, absolutely, please do that. I just want you to have it in place. I don't want this to be another year where people get involved on a dream level. And instead, I want everybody involved with their goals. Let's be professional about this. So going forward, we've got a lot of training in our organization. We're here to open doors. We're here to create cross-selling opportunities. If you could visualize a picture, I want to be sitting at the poker table and I want to tip the whole table where everything falls into our laps. That's my goal. I want to have a team of individuals that doesn't matter what room you walk into, we've got a solution, a pitch, and an angle, right? We've got a process to get that piece of business into our lap. I don't want anybody to leave the table hungry. I want everybody to be able to go home and say, we had success because we were able to diversify. We were able to pitch something and nobody else, there wasn't any competition because nobody else thought about asking that question or doing or pitching that opportunity. That's why we have all the education that we're putting out there. We want to look at establishing results-driven budgeting when it comes to your approach of how you're spending your dollars, right? We don't want to just throw it here, there, and everywhere. It needs to be focused like a laser beam. The power in a laser beam is by bringing a lot of different angles and focusing it all, the attention in one spot. What are you good at? What's your competitive advantage? Where's your knowledge base, right? Let's focus all the marketing on that part first. We want to evaluate your, the vendor performance. We're constantly looking at vendors as they come across the table to us, and we look and listen to what our agents are saying, and we ourselves also purchase and use those vendors to double check them. So when I put vendors out, they're vendors that I myself have used and or are currently using in our process. So I'm not going to go out there and say, oh yeah, just try this one. I don't know how it works, but just try it. No, it's because I've used it or I'm using it. So that's why our vendor list is not quite as extensive as some organizations, but I can tell you it works. They all work. And if it's not working for you, I'm going to tell you where the issue lies. You can get in front of somebody, but if you don't know what to say once you're there, it's like having a fish on the line. Now what do I do with it, right? That's where the education piece comes in. So if you need more education on a particular topic, please don't hesitate to ask. We're here to help you grow your practices to be very successful. That's our goal. That's why we're here. So we're going to look at some different lead vendors, and we want to maximize the rate of return when we look at investing in strategies. And we talk about estate planning. We talk about the business owner program. We talk about mortgage term insurance or promises kept, one of the new programs that we're putting out. These other programs, why are we investing in them? I will tell you. We're really big on looking at the trends that are happening in the markets. What's happening? What sectors do we see where the business is growing, right? There's new money coming into that industry. Or what areas are we looking at saying, okay, there's not a lot of competition. If you do this, if you run with the herd, you get the same kind of results, mediocrity, right? That's not what we want. We want to make money. I want to make money off of you making money, right? So in order for that to happen, we have to find sweet spots, constantly looking and updating our opportunities and not being set on, okay, we're just going to do this because this is all we've ever done and this is all we're comfortable with. If that's where you are, we're probably not going to be the best outfit for you, because I'm going to tell you, if you're not expanding your knowledge base, you're doing yourself and your clients a serious disservice. If you're not adding in estate planning and you're doing final expense, you're crazy, because somebody's going to come behind you and replace that policy. But if that policy is in a trust, and there's extra documents they have to sign and move, odds are the agent coming behind you is too lazy to do it. So there are ways to protect yourself and be smart about things. So understanding the marketing and the landscape in 2026, I will tell you that personalized AI ads, if you're not using, there's a platform, I'm just going to put it out there, it's called Synthesia. The platform is called Synthesia. If you haven't already gone onto Synthesia and use their avatar creation bot, I'm going to encourage every single one of you to do that. Okay? You want to make money in this business? We talked about videos. You can go on to Synthesia, create a chat, a AI bot, and there's some great stuff we're going to show about this in the near future. We'll do a whole session on it. It's incredible. You could take any email that you type out, and now you're going to create a video. And once again, the concept retention, 95% on a video. So why not have an AI bot that you can literally, an avatar of yourself with your voice, that you could type in all the text that you wanted to say, and it creates a video in less than a minute on any topic you want to talk on, with your slant, your angle, your competitive advantage, in heck, your image. So if you're not doing that, take advantage of that. There's a lot of systems out there with LinkedIn. I'm just going to leave it at that. There's new predictive algorithms out there. Chat bots, I'm not sold on the chat bot thing, but I will tell you the AI bot with Synthesia, seriously, on the video content, absolutely a winner. We talk about, the video increasing customer responses, right, by over 60%. That's where, if you're going to be presenting a DI policy, a disability policy, or you're going to be presenting a business owner solution, right? Instead of you typing out Okay, first we're going to do this, then we're going to do that. Create a video. You create a 3-minute video about what you're customizing to that client with an AI bot that can do it in less than a minute. And literally, it's going to come down to you could, throw the highlights of. Well, let me back up. You could take illustrations from carriers and throw it into Grok or Chat GPT and create a summary. Then take that summary and go put it in Synthesia and create a video and do all of this in less than 10 minutes. And it makes you look like $1 million. That's how you use the AI technology to, number one, stay compliant. Number two, maximize the efficiencies and the results you're going to get out of the time you're spending with each client. Okay.
And how do
All
you
right,
spell
moving
that?
on. Go ahead.
How do you spell that?
Spell what?
S-
Synthesia? Yeah, Synthesia. Yep, Synthesia AI. It's in the chat. Michael's got it there. Synthesia AI. Thank you, Michael. So if you look in the chat bot, everybody, it's synthesia.ai. It's excellent. So it's there in the chat, everybody. Thank you, Michael, for following up with that. See, this is teamwork, everybody. We're all in this business together here at Solaris. We're not in competition. I am not. Nobody here is in competition. We're here as a team. You're in competition with yourself, which is what it always should be. There's plenty of people to talk to. When you live in a realm of scarcity, you're afraid to share. You're afraid to collaborate. You're afraid, you're afraid, you're afraid. Fear is not a driving motivation that's going to create success, but a mindset of abundance, a mindset of there's so much out there. Let me help you show you how to get the money. That's going to create success. That's going to transcend you to your client, that there's that much abundance. We need to get away from this mindset of fear, your fear of missing out. Now, sometimes in the correct presentation, you need to apply that piece, but it doesn't need to be the driving force behind what we're doing. Now, I can tell you right now, most people research online. We are now in a society that is, crazed over digital information. So we're dealing with more informed consumers. As we're dealing with more informed consumers, this is why education is critical. You must, to be relevant, stay competitive and know the information and know about the plans and know about the programs and know what's going on, what's in the marketplace, what's trending. You have to be relevant, because if you're not, they're going to find another agent who is a master of their craft and work with that agent because they are. So the website above that, once again, is synthesia.ai. Michael Martin put it in there. I'll go ahead and throw that back in the chat for everybody. All right. So that is critical. More and more firms are realizing this. Now, it used to be when you came into the insurance industry that you had big name companies like Prudential, Metropolitan, New York Life. They had career agent paths where they taught you a lot of the things that we teach. They have whole processes. You learn to do this part, you practiced it, you brought in business, then you graduated to the next class, the next tier. Eventually, we're going to have more of that model as we're developing out more and more of our classes, because this is the part of the industry that's missing. The professional knowledge base that you need to be relevant so that the AI isn't replacing you. Because the agents that are going to rely on the AI to do 99% of the work, the clients are going to say, well, then why am I buying it from you if the AI is doing all the work? You must create that competitive advantage of why work with Glenn Thompson, why work with Ray Muller, why work with Rachel Sanchez, because they are a professional, a master in their craft. And that's why this class is defined as honing your craft. We're here to sharpen, as iron sharpens iron. We're here to bring up concepts, trends, and information that is critical to getting better. And I am open to anybody's comments, conversations. People want to teach a class on something, let's talk about it. This is not a one-man show here. I am about helping everybody achieve a better 2026. So as we talk here, phone calls, once again, is it voice.ai .air or voice air? I'll get it set up, and I'll next week we'll talk about it. There's a voice AI system that can be integrated into our CRM system, that can make the outbound calls for you and booking appointments. If you're not using something like that, if you have an executive assistant, fine. But if you don't, you need to be using something along those lines with the CRM system to help with the laborious part of just following up, confirmations on appointments. I'm not talking about introducing yourself to a new client, not cold calling like that. That's not allowed. But following up and doing the daily grind to confirm somebody coming to an appointment. That we use AI for. But the introduction, you'd be a fool to not make sure that you're the first point of contact on that call with that consumer. That's what's going to sell them. We looked at the stats earlier, right? 62% of individuals, it was talking to the representative that convinced them to buy the product, the solution. They need to talk to you. You cannot get around that. You have to cold call. You have to introduce people. You cannot rely on AI to do that. If you do, you will not have success. You will fail. Or your success will be marginal because that's what everybody else is doing. Okay. All right. Now, the digital advertising, listen, the insurance industry is spending over $14 billion a year on ads, digital ads. Anybody want to take a guess how much of that's going to Facebook? So let's say a quarter of that. Let's be conservative. A quarter of that. $4 billion to Facebook because insurance agents are running ads on Facebook. What are you going to do? What are you going to do to set yourself apart in that arena? Now, on a platform that's constantly changing their algorithm about what words you can and can't use, and the demographic search and the demographic placement. Listen, it's a rigged game. It's like taking money to the carnival. Yeah, there's a lot of people there. They're there to have a good time, just like on Facebook. You might get some people interested. You're going to have a lot of lookers, right? Just like at the carnival. There's going to be a lot of people looking. But I'm going to tell you right now, the money spent is spent with professional marketing firms that all they do all day long is know how to beat the system. So if you're not engaging the services of a professional marketing firm with the dollars that you're spending, you are wasting money on Facebook ads. In 2024, I spent over $10,000 on a marketing campaign with a CRM integration and voice AI to call back the leads off of Facebook. I had thousands of leads generated. You want to know how many policies I sold? I didn't even break even. That is not a system that is viable. So I'm telling everybody, marketing yourself via video, marketing yourself with direct marketing emails to either existing list of people, that makes sense. You want to host a webinar on Facebook? That's a little different. Is because they're going to come to hear you speak. That's different than doing an ad. Anything that's live, anything they're hearing you, seeing you in the moment as the professional, we've already identified, that's where the gold is. Okay. All right. Once again, people do searches. If you do not have a website presence, what are they going to find when they go to look you up? If you need help with that, reach out to me. We have a team that we work with to be able to create websites that are all compliant and maintained. About $500 to set up the website. It's about $59 a month to maintain it. It is compliant for Medicare. It's compliant for securities, and it's compliant with NAIC and insurance. So we got a whole team to do that. So when it comes to allocating your returns, we need to look at the ROI, right? That really needs to be, where's our time being spent? Where's our money being spent for the return that we're getting? For most people, and I can say I've done the calculations myself. Once again, this is the difference between running your business and managing your business. All of you out there are actively working your business, right? You're actively running your business. And that's what we have to do, right? Most of us are one person shop, right? This is it. But we have to take time to manage. We have to look at the numbers to become a professional, right? The difference between amateur and professional, amateur wings it, professional has notes, right? I've got data, stats, I can back it up why what I'm doing works. My average cost return for every dollar spent is about right at $41. So when I spend money, I'm getting $41 back. When I look at those kinds of opportunities, that's a good ROI for me. Okay. Anything less than a 4-to-1, I don't even mess with. Anything less than a 4-to-1. So if I'm not getting $4 back for every dollar I spend out, it's not worth it. Not worth it. I'm going to tell you right now, when I've looked at the ratio, and now I'm going to switch to a specific topic now. Annuities. How many of you, anybody want to admit to it? How many of you are know of Advisor World? Anybody here familiar with Advisor World? Anybody?
Yes, I'm familiar. I bought leads from Advisor World.
Okay. Thank you, Gerald. I do appreciate the engagement. Thank you. Advisor World, their leads right now are $400 per appointment or per lead. Sorry, per lead. It's vetted and there's some decent returns. Are they worth the $400? You have to buy 10 of them. So you have to spend $4,000, right? Will you get a deal out of it? Yes. The average sale is $250,000 in annuities, which at 7%, yeah, you're going to be good on the money there. Okay. Now, you could spend $4,000 with that platform and have 10 people to talk to. You have to sell 1 in 10 to make your money back and some profit. Advisor World, most agents don't know this, also sells estate planning leads. They're $75 a piece. Anybody want to tell me the opportunities that you have with estate planning? What kind of products are you selling? Just out of curiosity. Anybody?
Annuities.
Annuities. Yeah. Annuities. You also have long-term care with One America or asset-based sales, right? And you have life insurance.
And tons
$75. And you
Tons
have, and you have the estate planning deal as well, right? You could make another, $1,900. Well, you'd make what is that? That's $1,200 in sales off of the base package on a trust. So I could spend $400 and buy the annuity only lead, or I could spend $75, same company, same quality, and pick up an estate planning lead. Does that make sense to everybody? Just me?
Oh, yeah, it makes sense. Makes a lot of sense.
All right. So those of you who are out there like, okay, I don't know where to get estate planning leads, right? I'm telling you right now, that's a real winner when it looks at, your ROI for annuities. If that's what you want to sell in your business, you want to have it, that's where to go. You want to sell good life insurance. I'm telling you, the estate planning, $75 a lead that I have the opportunity to pitch whole life. I have the opportunity to pitch the One America asset-based care with the LTC benefits. That's a solid place to go because I know the quality of Advisor World. I'm also going to just say there's some other things. If you're struggling, I have some others. I can't tell everybody because I don't want everybody doing it, but there's something else I can tell you on Advisor World. There's another little secret play that you can do. I'll just put it that way. Talk to me later, and I'll share with some of you guys how there's some other opportunities there. Let's talk about another one real quickly here. Seminars. Seminars on estate planning. Now, you could use Acquire Up or you could use MBI. I'm going to switch over to those in just a second here. Both of those provide digital marketing for estate planning events, $1,700 respectively, to have 30 to 40 people on a webinar. 30 to 40 people. Now think about that for a minute. Advisor World wants to charge you $4,000 to talk to 10 people. For estate planning, you can get in front of 30 or 40 people for $1,700. If you wanted to do an annuity or safe money event with AcquireUp or MBI, you're going to be right at $6,000. But you will have 30 people in the room. So if you have 30 people in the room for $6,000, and I spent $4,000 to talk to 10 people, is there more value with the seminar than with the one-off leads? Anybody?
Seminar.
The seminar, exactly. So when agents are asking me, what would you do? I look at the math, folks. Where's your highest ROI? Do seminars. If you're not doing 2 seminars a month, you're not going to make $250,000 a year. You need to be doing 2 seminars a month or the equivalent volume on one-on-one leads, which means you need to have between 40 and 60 appointments every single month on average consumers. I'm not talking about some of the higher net worth client stuff. I'm just talking about the average consumers. So we look at ROI. I'm going to tell you right now, the average industry benchmark on the screen here, you'll see is $50 a lead. So if anybody's complaining about a lead, $50, $75, you don't understand. The cost has gone up drastically with inflation and just the cost of acquisition on getting people on the phone. So, if you're at 20% above that $50, you have a higher profit, ensuring higher profitability. So if you're spending 75, which is right in that 20% margin, right? That's ideal, what you need, so that you are in the competitive advantage above your competition. Question? Comment?
It sounds good. I'm gonna start these seminars. I know.
Good deal.
And I've been neglecting. I guess I don't know, scared, whatever.
It's once again, we're all burnt, right?
Out of that this year, though.
How many of you have been sold a marketing program and been burnt on it? Anybody else other than me and Gerald?
If you just started with the launch protections to
I have.
come to buy these for the
So everybody's been burnt on these things, right? It's the fear of getting burnt or being taken again. And I just want everybody to look, stop. That has to stop. Now it stops. You're in this business to make money. You will not make money if you do not talk to people. There's no other way. It is the cost of doing business. Just don't make the same mistakes you made last time. Maybe it was you that was the problem. Maybe it was your process or lack thereof a process. Do you have a whole process written out step by step of what you're going to do with the clients? They're going to come in. We're going to talk about this first. Next appointment, we're going to talk about this. Next appointment, we're going to do that. And you do that process with every single client every single time. If you don't have a process, you have no way to determine where the mistake is happening that you need to correct. So you want to make money in this business? Create a process for all of your clients. I don't care what you're selling them. It's the same steps. Identify your problems, find a solution, offer a solution for step 1, offer a solution for step 2, offer a solution for step 3. Contracts, signed applications, moving forward to delivery, take the next step, right? You have a whole written out process that you're following. You're going to have to do it. And the biggest piece that we see in 2026 is reviews. And this is where we're coming into the Indexalyzer, being able to track your opportunities. If you weren't on the call next Friday, not this Friday, but next Friday, Kent is coming back on with the Indexalyzer to talk about his tool again, for all of you who are looking at that, to be able to replace annuity contracts and have, the optimal indexes to use. We're going to have all of that next Friday. Okay.
What date and what time?
That'll be next Friday at noon Eastern.
Okay. This coming
So
Friday.
no,
This
not
Friday.
this Friday, next Friday.
Yeah, oh, okay. Okay, gotcha. So,
Yep. So this is all exciting stuff. So going back through and reviewing your clients is a key piece of this. Once again, we're all about metrics. You're going to have to do more of this. If you're not using a CRM system, you need to. If you're interested in connecting with us on the CRM system that we are using Smart Office. That is the platform that we are using. They've got some great. It's actually they were one of the first in the industry to come out with for specifically for insurance agents. Everybody, Redtail, Go High Level, everybody copied their platform. And when we took a look at which platforms had the least amount of work to make operational, Smart Office was where it was the least amount of inputs from us to be where we could go have the system operational for us to start using. And that's critical for me. I want all the defaults in place. I don't really want to know how the car works. I'm not planning on being, the mechanic or the engineer behind this thing. I just want to know that it works and I want to get in the car and drive. Anybody else with me on that?
yeah, amen.
All right. So when we look at our cost per lead and the opportunity generation, you're going to be between $30 and $75, depending on the lead quality and the market segment. Some are going to cost more. As an example, if you want to do with the business owners and you wanted to do a lunch and learn with business owners, it's going to run you $5,800 to $6,800. That's going to get you roughly, and I say roughly, 5 to 8 business owners at the table. Now, each table will represent about $50 million in assets. Okay. So if I'm spending $5,800 divided by, let's just say I only got 5 people there, it's $1,160 per opportunity. Now, times a factor of $41 on average per opportunity means I could expect a commission around about $47,560 per individual that says yes at the table.
Mm, mm.
Okay. So when I start pulling these numbers out, it's because I do this. I am not telling you to do anything that I myself am not already practicing or doing. This is why I know what works, because I can look at the math and go, okay, no, our returns are too low on this. We need to cancel or change this. We need to, do something different. This is the difference. Having a written plan that you can check off as you're going along. Mrs. Alestra has a monthly plan. Excellent. Having that monthly plan, she could go know if she's not on track. Why am I not hitting my goals? Is it because the ROI from the leads I'm using? Is it how I'm responding? You're going to have to check your process. You're going to find out, okay, this is where the weakest link is and fix it. That's how you make your business work for you. Okay. You want to make more money in 2026 than you made in 2025? Efficiencies come from laying down a plan and sticking to the plan. That's once again the difference between a dream and your actual goals. All right. The conversion rate is critical. I'm going to tell you 15% industry average, unless you're a good salesperson, I mean a really good salesperson, and you're comfortable with that, it will go above that. 30% is only for some. There's a couple of people. My father's an example. He's in that boat, right? I don't know that I will ever get to that point. It's just not me. But he has it, right? He can close that 30 to 40% ratio. Ken Lamanti is another great example. The guy's good. There are agents who can do that. But if you can make money at 15%, you can make money at 10% if you're smart about your process and you understand I have to talk to 10 people to get to that one. Now, if you're only talking to 5, it's going to take a while to have success, right? Pre-qualified leads there are some advantages with pre-qualified or from preset appointments. We have a company, LG4. They have preset appointments with annuities on 403Bs and with the federal employees. They do have a good result. Now, I know with the government shutdown and there was some stuff back and forth that there was a lack of opportunity. I know that. Wasn't their fault. It's just the employee's fault. The response rate dropped. We stopped doing our in-house leads because we saw the same thing. We just stopped. But there's some good opportunities there. going back and forth with real world examples. Look, we're out working these opportunities ourselves. I'm keen on knowing what's happening. So if you're working one of the systems that we're encouraging people to work and it's not working for you, let's talk and figure out why. Is it you? Is it the leads? Is it your process? Where's the weak link? And if it is the lead system and we're seeing that consistently across the board with our agents, we'll pull them off of our list of recommended vendors. I'm serious about that. I'm not going to send anybody to a place where, okay, I'm experiencing negative, Glenn's not getting good example, Gerald's not receiving good leads anymore. We're done with them. Okay. We're keen on making sure we stay relevant in a changing environment. And that's key as we go forward. Anytime you have leads, your response time is critical. You need to respond within 5 minutes. It increases your conversion by 70%. And I mean that. So what that means for a lot of us, prioritization. Phone calls that are not initial phone calls to prospects that you've paid for are secondary. You need to focus in on this lead just came in. I'm calling them right now. Peter's call can wait. Another, person that you're waiting for a follow-up, we're going to book a follow-up second appointment. That can wait 5 minutes. The new lead that showed up, the new opportunity that presented itself cannot wait 5 minutes. So you really need to be on your game for following up with the newest opportunities. Once again, we identified early, 62% increase in the closing rate because they talked with you. Get on the phone, communicate, connect, have that rapport, offer, yeah, we can help you. They need to hear the keyword. Everybody write this down on your piece of paper where you got the 10 things that you like about your job. Hope. Hope is contagious. Hope is inspiring. People want to have hope. When they go to the doctor and they get a diagnosis, they want to know, is there anything you can do about it, doc? Well, they're expecting the same thing from you and I. You got a problem. You got a shortfall. Is there anything you can do about it? Give them hope. You don't have to sell them the prescription. Yes, we can help you. That's what they need to hear. That's what will help you close the deals, is on every call, especially in the first, that yes, we can help you. We're going to have to do a little research to figure out what's going to be the optimal solution for you. But the answer should always be yes. Give people hope. By that, they will engage with you. They will live their lives. You'll have a higher success rate. We do have automation with our CRM system. Like I said, with Smart Office, we are adding in the WebPres videos to that platform, and the voice AI Air will be added into that as well in our package deal, so that you can set it up to do appointments, and you can train the AI with PowerPoints and materials. So if there's a specific topic that you're calling about, you can engage that script set. So if people ask questions, it'll actually answer intelligently. So that is a great benefit, once again, to confirming appointments. We went over vendor strengths. I'll tell you once again, with MBI, if you're not familiar with the MBI opportunity with a nonprofit status and with their replacement on annuities, it's about $6,000, give or take, for about 40 people in a room for an annuity replacement seminar. But I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to close quite a few of those, because these people all have an existing annuity. They want to know how to maximize it or ultimately replace it with a newer annuity that's going to give them higher returns. So that is a great sales opportunity in 2026 and 2027, is the market that most agents shy away from because they're scared of it. And that, for you and I, should be bells that's just calling us, that's where we need to draw our attention. If nobody else wants to do it, why? Typically, it's education. And number two, it's support. Well, when it comes to suitability, I can tell you right now that we have the wonderful Mr. Clayton. And when it comes to suitability review, you want to get something through, Clayton will get it through. Clayton is amazing. That is his gift and his talent. So we have somebody on our team that specifically does support of suitable replacements on products. That's huge. Okay. That's where you're going to make more money. And once again, working with the demographic, they've already been sold on index annuities. They like the idea. They're just tired of making 1, 2, maybe 3%. They want to make 5, 6, 7, 8% returns. We can help them get there. Okay. That, in my opinion, is one of the greatest untapped. There's over $3 billion a year in annuity business that's coming up for renewals every new year. And there's not a lot of agents who are doing their annual reviews. You all know that because half of you are the people that don't do those annual reviews. So there's a lot of annual reviews where if an agent knows what they're doing, to step in and replace those sales opportunities that are appropriate. Okay. That are appropriate. It has to be a compliant replacement for the good reasons, right? Stuff that's more than 4 years old, where interest rates were lower. There's a whole lot behind that. Kent's going to go into that once again in the near future, not this Friday, but following Friday, he'll train on that. A lot of opportunity there, folks. So in closing out here, we've got great opportunities. I hope you're more motivated about 2026 after our conversation here. Do we have some questions that I can answer?
This is different between boss class and
Sorry, Michael, didn't hear that. Can you say that again?
on the boss class. What day will it start? The link and time. What date will it start?
Yeah, so the class for the master class starts this afternoon at 3 p.m.
Okay, thanks. My headphones not working.
So every Wednesday at 3 p.m. That's when the class is. Yep.
Peter, just for an update on the creation of the website, the fee is up to $699, and to host your domain is $75 a month.
Okay.
What was that?
Thank
again?
you for the
What was
update.
that? What was that?
That's for a website. So if you wanted a website,
Oh, you already got a website.
yeah, if you need a website, we have a platform worked out with Broadridge. I will have to, I think I have a discount code. Let me see if I got a discount code for that, George.
Yeah, I wonder if he was giving me a discount, because I said, that doesn't match what Peter shared with me,
Yeah.
But I didn't
Well,
mention
let me see if I got one.
anything. And I told him that I was referred by you, but he didn't remember.
Let me talk. I'll do some research on that and make sure if we have one, we get that over to you. But thank you for that update. Any other questions?
Yeah. About updating my practice with AI. Can we do like a nuts and bolts showing me exactly how to do that? Because I did pull up the what is it called?
Synthesia.
Synthesia.
Yes.
But then there's a lot of
yes. I will.
Plus, also, I need to get in that smart office. So how do I connect with you guys on that? Or how,
yeah, just connect with us. We'll have that available here. I will. Yes, this class will be a weekly class on Wednesdays at noon for those who want to be a part of this. You guys are all welcome. This is going to be more, like I said, honing your craft, right? Fridays is just going to be general conversation and stuff, but this is really going to be, how do we make more money? I might, if everybody would like, and I get enough responses, maybe I can have, we have 2 people that could come on and talk about how to create your avatar on there and do a full tutorial walkthrough on Synthesia. If I get enough people that want to do that, we can actually take a whole class and do that.
That'd be great. The other thing is
I'd be interested in it too. Yes.
This class, I want to send this whole teaching to my son. So how is this being recorded? Can I just?
It is being recorded. I can send a copy. Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. I want that. Okay. Good. All right.
Yeah. So anybody have questions? Any questions on the 2026 creating a budget or an outlook for 2026? Anybody have any questions on that?
Peter, can you put that lead vendor list in your email again, please?
I will email out to everybody the vendor list that we have for the different types of programs. Yes, I will do that.
Peter, I have a question. I know the CRM, you guys are going to be including the WebPres, right?
Yes.
So, you said the CRM is going to be ready. There's going to be two different prices, whether it has the WebPres or not, right?
Yeah. So right now, if you wanted access to Smart Office right now, right, and you didn't want to go through us, you could call them directly. You're going to be looking at about $65 to $75 for their base package, okay, which is a fully functional turnkey system, by the way. Okay, everything is up and running. That's $75 a month on that, $65 to $75 a month, depending on which seat you get, whether you want commissions processing or not, basically. If
What-
you use
what about
ours, it's
commissions?
going to cost more.
You said about commissions, what?
Yeah, if
So-
you want to be able to track commissions. So you want to be able to set up feeds, track commissions, have all that other additional back end materials. It costs a little bit more. So you can track, basically have your projections for where's your income, what are you projecting coming out next month, if you close all the cases, so it'll show you cash flow analysis and all that. The platform offering we're going to have, because it incorporates the others, it's going to be right around 125, because you're going to have the voice AI and you're going to have the WebPres videos built in the package as well. So because we have those two components that are added in, our bundle is going to be a little bit more expensive, but you have the complete, all the video systems are in the CRM system, so you can attach that directly to the, any client emails you send out or market to or from the CRM system.
That's a mouthful.
Yeah, it is. So, but if you want to have, a simple enrollment, the Smart Office people, I can get you Kevin Wong's contact information. If anybody emails me a request for that, I will send that over so you can get access to that system.
I already have WordPress. I already paying for that. Obviously, would that be would it be more advantageous to get the whole package together? Or
It will be, because WebPres
already
is going to cut their price in half, so it'll be $50 a month when we bundle it together with the other platform.
Yeah. And then Synthesia is also a part of that as well.
No, Synthesia is a standalone platform itself. I was just talking about how to maximize. So if you wanted to create videos of Gerald Rice that you wanted to send to every single prospect that you were talking about with the nonprofits as an example, and you created a whole nonprofit message about, legacy planning and churches or nonprofit entities, you could create a custom video in Synthesia. Once you have your avatar created, you could literally type out the message you want, and it'll have a perfect recording without taking, 3 or 4, a dozen takes because you messed up one word or you had editing problems, right? It saves in all the editing process.
It's definitely necessary. So what do you think, just in budgeting? Okay, you get Synthesia, the Smart Office, WordPress, which I already have, like I said. But what else is necessary?
I wouldn't,
How much
you
are all
want to
four of
make
them?
more
How
than
much
$250,000 a year. You want to
How
make
much
more
is
than a
that?
quarter. I'm sorry, Gerald, go ahead.
Yeah, how much is that amount? All those three, as I said, the WordPress, Smart Office, and Synthesia. What do you think that would be?
The Synthesia is going to be, you can start off, there's credits depending on how many videos that you create on that. So it's it's not an ongoing thing. Once you have your avatar created, it's like $25 a month, right? Once you have that part all created, it's not very expensive to maintain. It's just, you're upfront.
They
So-
have two packages, Peter, $18 and $64. It depends
Yep.
on the number of avatars and the number of hours of video that you sent. So
Right.
you can, switch between those two depending on your needs change. You're not locked into a particular package for the remainder of the year.
Yeah, I think we did the 18 with taxes and all. It was like right at 25. But here's an example. So if whatever number you want to make for income, okay, whatever amount of money you want to make, take 30% of that. And that's what you're going to spend in marketing on average. So you want to make $250,000, you're going to spend $75,000 in marketing. Easily. easily. So when you start budgeting what kind of money you're going to make, if you don't spend that, either A, you found an incredibly successful marketing angle, and then make sure you don't share that with anybody so you can keep it, or you're not spending enough money on your budget overall. So when you start talking about spending $75,000, that's a little bit of money. Some people say, well, that's more money than I make right now. Well, that may be true, but that's why, if you're only making $75,000, are you spending the full 30% of that in your marketing budget, right? So that'd be $6,250 a month, Gerald, that you need to be
Yeah.
spending, or basically one seminar a month, right?
Yeah, okay.
One seminar and some software.
All right, I'm good. Thank you. Just curious.
All right. What's included in the bundle with the solar? So this solar smart office bundle, we are going to have for agents that just want to be able to track existing business, really not have a lot of outbound marketing from the platform. We're going to have a base package at $25. So it's just it's for agents, just a place to put all their business, to be able to track, all existing clients and just organize things on a digital fashion. That's going to be $25 a month that we're sponsoring that. We'll have another package. It will be the package without the add-ons. That will be $60 for that package. But that gives you all the outbound marketing pieces, the management of that, and it should have the links from the carriers to be able to track inbound commissions and policy activity. So you would see outstanding requirements and all of that from our team on your business. So if you do that, you pick up the new business requirements that our team would give you notices on internally in the system for things that need to be fixed. If you go to the next package after that, it'll be $125, but that would include everything. That'll have the AI supported on the outbound calls, that will have the WebPres videos, and it will have the complete package for Smart Office for all of the new business requirements, all the live feeds with the carriers for policy tracking as well. So those are going to be the different opportunities that we have partnered with Smart Office to be able to offer.
And just to clarify, Peter, the CRM package through you is not available yet.
It can be available. I just have to I got to request it. It's a by seat. So I'm not currently paying for like 50 seats just to have 50 seats available to give out to people. It's a by request only right now, but it is available. Yes.
Well, I
Okay,
want it.
cool.
I want it.
So send me an email if you want me to connect you, and
got
then
it.
I will get Mr. Kevin
Email
and
or
his
text.
team.
I'm doing it
Yep.
right now as we speak.
Email, please.
Okay.
So that's critical. I appreciate everybody coming to the class. This is really encouraging. Once again, our goal in 2026 is to have a year of abundance, and I want everybody to experience that. That's why I'm encouraging everybody to get excited, motivated about what we're doing here, how we're helping change people's lives to the better, right? We are not one of those groups that's selling people down the river, right? That is not why we're here. We are doing what's in their best interest on a fiduciary level, but we can do this, and if we help enough people, we're all going to make a lot of money at this. But it starts with everybody getting motivated again, excited about why we're here, the opportunities before you. You're working with a team of professionals. We try very hard to be professional, to give you the very best cutting edge information to increase the opportunities in your practices. And that's really where we're set up.
That you do. That you do. Absolutely. Cutting edge is what I would call it. And that's
So there's a lot more.
And that's after me being all over the nation doing these different IMOs. And I mean, I've been from sea to shore, man. East Coast, West Coast.
So we're going to focus more on Friday, is going to be more focused on, getting everybody excited about the opportunities we have, and really, building a whole plan and a process. And that's really critical. I believe, the more I just want to encourage everybody. If you're not taking some time, like I said earlier when we started off this session today, listening to some motivational conversation, you need to. And I don't care if you want to listen to Tony Robbins, or you want to listen to, one of the other speakers out there. Great. Listen to, get motivated, get excited again, because what you're putting in is what comes out. Okay. And if you don't have a plan, I'll just put it this way. You'll find very few people, very, very few people who are depressed, who have long-term goals. The people who have long-term goals, by and large, are not depressed. Those people who can track their activities and see what's going on, they might be depressed about the results of today, but overall, they're getting somewhere, right? Those are the people that have a plan that you can go to. They seem like they have life together. They got things going on. They got a plan. They're executing their plan. They're successful. They're not lucky. They're just hardworking people with a plan. That's what I want to encourage all of you to be. Hardworking insurance agents with a plan. People who don't have plans, people who are just living in pipe dreams, people who are hoping to get rich quick or close one big deal and their life changes. Listen, that's not a way to run a business. And that's certainly not a way that you're ever going to find success. You'll have moments of wonder, awe, and inspiration, and then the next moment it'll be depressing. The only way to stabilize your business, the only way to be successful in this business is to create consistency, which requires a plan that you have to execute every single day. So get inspired, get motivated. This is your business. We're here to help you. Thank you all very much for joining me. I'll see the rest of you a little later today. Thank you.